Everybody to stream. Today we have a 9-game Major League Baseball slate. This slate is pretty good. Before I get started, can you guys smash that like and subscribe button? Really does help channel a lot. With that said, we do have a pretty good slate here. Let's get our pitchers. So my top two pitchers are Charlie Morton and John Gray. They both draw pretty decent matchups. I do like Morton better, but they both have some upside in this matchup. As for P2 options, Freddie Peralta, Dan Kramer, Chris Bassett, and Louis Varland, and Blanco for Houston. I'll draw some utility. Bassett, Varland are Hail Mary plays, where Kramer and Peralta are your P2 options today. Let's move into the batters now. So for the batters, we're going to start with the catcher. And we're going to start with Salvador Perez for Kansas City. He draws some really good metrics for this game. He has nice upside and has good home run potential. Adley Rutschman is also available at this position with a similar upside. Not quite as good, but also about the same price as Perez, and he draws some good metrics for this game. For two value plays, Yanier Diaz for Houston is a great play. I think he's a good option in a Houston stack. He also has home run potential. And then Travis d'Arnaud for Atlanta. If you go with a uh, Atlanta stack, he's somebody that'd be viable today on this particular slate. He is high risk, high reward though at his position. Maybe in the first base, we're gonna start with Matt Olson, who draws some really good metrics for this game. He's hitting a lot of home runs. He has some upside, but he's high risk, high reward today. Otani's also in play at first base as he draws some good metrics for this matchup, though he's very expensive. Nathaniel Lowe is in play today as he draws pretty good metrics for this matchup, but he is a little pricey for what I think he'll do today, but he definitely draws some run potential. We'll also look at Joey Menendez for Washington with some nice, decent metrics here in a positive situation. He really hasn't hit them runs this season, but he has the upside here today. Gurriel for Miami is also in play. He's just too cheap for this potential here today, and so he's somebody to consider. Moving to second base, Nico Horner for the Cubs has some interesting upside in this matchup. I think he draws a little bit pricey, but he has got some upside here. Matt McLain is also in play at this position. He can also play shortstop, but he draws some good metrics here. He's hitting the ball really well as well. Then we'll look at Jonathan India, who's similar in price, but he is a little bit worse metrics than McLean does. And of course, they play on the same team, but they both have some upside today. And then for a value play here, Julian for Minnesota. He draws some really great metrics for this matchup. In fact, I think he's probably my favorite play at this position. He just has home run metrics, and I really like his upside today. Excuse me. Moving into third base, Austin Riley is the expensive option today, as he draws really great metrics for this game against Colorado. He has home run potential as well, and he's starting to hit the ball better. Alex Bregman is also in play here, as he's hit the ball extremely well recently, and I do like his upside, as he has home run potential. He had 3 home runs in a row, or three really good games in a row a few games ago, and so I do think he draws some good potential here. And then Gunnar Henderson, who's a great core play here at third base and shortstop. He's hit the ball extremely well lately. He has nice upside and has good potential, though he had been hitting a lot of crazy games, but he's still priced pretty fairly for his potential here. Excuse me. Moving to shortstop, we're going to look at Corey Seager, who draws good metrics for this game against Toronto, and he has hit the ball extremely well all season long. He has nice upside and great potential here. Bobby Witt is a good contrarian option off of him, as he has good metrics, not great, but good in this matchup, and he's hit the ball extremely well lately. I also like Gunnar Henderson at shortstop, so you can put him at either position. Maybe in the outfielders, my two core plays here are Dalton Varsho, who has really improved recently in his hitting throughout the season. He has got home run potential here. nice upside as well. Jorge Soler is also in play for Miami, as he's hit the ball extremely well with lots of home runs, and he has started to improve his batting average as well. Um, then we'll look at Acuna, Kyle Tucker, and Mike Trout have all be top plays, including Otani. And then my other value plays are Lane Thomas for Washington, who draws really good metrics for this matchup. I like his upside, and he's a great option. Um, you could also look at Starling Marte as a really good option today. Doesn't quite have the upside as some of the others, but with not the home run potential, but he's hitting the ball decently well recently. Then we'll look at Ozuna. Let's see, Ozuna for Atlanta. He draws some really nice metrics. He's been boomer bust throughout the season, but when he's hitting the ball well, he's definitely worth a consideration, which is what he's doing right now. Ian Happ is also in play for Chicago. He's hit the ball up and down throughout the year. Not quite as good as I thought he'd be this season, but he's starting to get going, and so I like his upside. Same can be said for Michael Harris, who started the season really rough, but he definitely has improved recently, and he draws good metrics for this matchup. And then Brandon Nimmo, he's in play today for the Mets as a good option, as he's hitting the ball really well lately, and I like his upside. With that said, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below, and have a nice day, guys.